Hello. Hi. Hello, hello. So we are back. We are back to summarize what we talked about last Wednesday. So last Wednesday, I wanted to share with the girls why why I'm coming to the detention center, why I'm there. So that's what I wanted to tell them about or explain to them last week. Before telling them just the straight up answer, I wanted to share with the girls first a story in the Bible that I was going to use to explain through that story why I'm at the juvenile detention center, why I'm going. So I'm going to read to you the story. It's in the Bible, in the New Testament, in John, the book of John, on chapter number 4. This is a story of where Jesus talks with a Samaritan woman. So I'm going to just read through it and then explain a few things. Like while I'm reading, I'll like make a few pauses. Okay, so here is the story. It's a very special story, very beautiful story that has made me cry so many times. So yeah, here we go. So Jesus talks with a Samaritan woman. Guys, I just want to say one thing. If you guys want to find these Bible stories that I'm talking about, but you're not sure how to, like, maybe first of all you don't even have a Bible, it would be nice for you to get one, so you can kind of like maybe follow along with me if you want to. There's a lot of churches that give them for free. You can just like buy one. There's a lot of cheap ones on the internet. I think this one cost me like less than $10. I think it was like $7 or something. So yeah, Bibles are not, well, okay, there are Bibles that are expensive, but then there are Bibles that are not. So it just depends on your budget. There are very affordable Bibles, and even free ones like that churches give. So yeah, so you could do that. And then if you can't find a story that I'm reading, you can Google it. That's what I love about Google. Google is so amazing. Like, it really helps you to, if you're really new to the Bible and you really don't know where things are at, you can just put on the Google search box, like what I'm saying, John 4, and then it'll pop up just like that. It's amazing. I love Google. It really makes life so much easier in so many ways, and most especially when you're getting familiarized with the Bible, when you're starting to kind of get into the Bible. It really does help a lot. The Google has really helped me out so much, to kind of get through the Bible, or like find things in the Bible for sure. So that's just a pro tip I give you guys. All right, so now let's read. So we're going to read John 4. So Jesus talks with a Samaritan woman. Here we go. Now Jesus learned that the Pharisees had heard that he was gaining and baptizing more disciples than John, although in fact it was not Jesus who baptized, but his disciples. So he left Judea and went back once more to Galilee. Now he had to go through Samaria, so he came to a town in Samaria called Sychar, near the plot of ground Jacob had given to his son Joseph. Jacob's well was there, and Jesus, tired as he was from the journey, sat down by the well. It was about noontime, so like around 12. When a Samaritan woman came to draw water, Jesus said to her, "Will you give me a drink?" His disciples had gone into the town to buy food. Okay, so let's pause right there real quick. I just want to say a few things. So it is not normal that this woman, the Samaritan woman, is coming to get water from the well at noontime. That's not normal, because most women, actually all of the women in the towns, would always go and get water in the early morning. Why? Because that's when the sun is not really like super hot in the sky. Like it's like, you know, it's still early morning, so the sun is still kind of coming up. So that's one. Like it's just more comfortable to go in the early morning instead of the afternoon when the sun is like blazing hot and you're gonna sweat a lot. And not only that, you're just gonna get really, you know, really hot. It's just gonna become a more tiring trip if you go in the afternoon instead of in the morning when it's cool, when the day is still pretty cool. So why is she going in the afternoon? Like that's just like right away that should, you know, indicate that something is not right, like something's off. Why is she going by herself? That's another thing. Like that's why the women would always go in the morning too, like because they would all go together, you know. Women like to kind of stick together so that they can be like safe in a pack. And you know, because if a woman goes by herself, that's a little dangerous. You know, anyone could kind of like kidnap you or hurt you or something like that. So you know, women wouldn't really ever go by themselves. There's usually other women with them. So the fact that she's by herself and she's going in the afternoon when no one else is going, like it should be making you wonder what's wrong, like why is she doing that. So let's keep reading. Okay, so the Samaritan woman said to him, "You are a Jew." Oh, and the other thing I forgot to ask or say is, okay, the fact that Jesus spoke to her, like that's also kind of like weird to her, at least. You know, Jesus knows what he's doing, but to her it's like really bizarre because during that time, it was not customary, not normal for men to talk to women if you were not related to them, like if you weren't a family member or a husband. Like, you know, it was just not normal to do that during that time in this you know, with these groups of people. So that must have been like to her like really 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 weird. Like what is this? Who is this guy? Why is he talking to me? Like this is so weird. You know, so that's another kind of like a weird thing that's going on in the story. So let's continue reading. This is an interesting story. So yeah, Jesus, so when the Samaritan woman came to draw water, Jesus said to her, "Will you give me a drink?" His disciples had gone into the town to buy food. The Samaritan woman said to him, "You are a Jew, and I am a Samaritan woman. How can you ask me for a drink?" For Jews do not associate with Samaritans. So just pause right there one more time. Yeah, so the Jews and Samaritans hated each other's guts. They hated each other. So especially the Jews toward the Samaritans. Like they just thought that Samaritans were disgusting pigs. So they didn't associate with each other. Like they did never talk to each other. They were like enemies, hardcore enemies, Jews and Samaritans. So besides the fact that Jesus is a man talking with this woman who is not related to her or husband to, like not her husband, and also the fact that he's a Jew, it just like there's just all these red flags going off in her mind. Like what is going on here? He's just like, what is he doing, you know? So that's why she said that, like, you are a Jew and I'm a Samaritan. Like, bro, what are you doing? Why are you talking to me? So she's okay, so let's continue. Okay, so you are a Jew and I'm a Samaritan. How can you ask me for a drink? Jesus answered her, "If you knew the gift of God and who it is that asks you for a drink, you would have asked him, and he would have given you living water." "Sir," the woman said, "you have nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. Where can you get this living water? Are you greater than our father Jacob, who gave us the well and drank from it himself, as did also his sons and his livestock?" Jesus answered, "Everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again, but whoever drinks the water I give them will never thirst. Indeed, the water I give them will become in them a spring of water welling up to eternal life." The woman said to him, "Sir, give me this water, so that I won't get thirsty and have to keep coming here to draw water." He told her, "Go call your husband and come back." And she replies, "I have no husband." Jesus said to her, "You are right when you say you have no husband. The fact is, you have had 5 husbands, and the man that you now have is not even your husband. What you have just said is quite true." He literally just exposed her. And there was no warning. She's just like, "What?" "Sir," the woman said, "I can see that you are a prophet. Our ancestors worshipped on this mountain, but you Jews claim that the place where we must worship is in Jerusalem." So, she literally just got exposed, and Jesus just said all this stuff about her that he couldn't have known it. So, she's obviously shocked, and so she's just like, "You must be a prophet or something." But it doesn't feel comfortable to us to have our mess exposed. So she just changes the subject. What does she do? She starts saying something about, "Oh, our ancestors worshipped on this mountain, but you guys, you Jews, claim that the place where we gotta worship is over there in Jerusalem where you guys live." So, she completely changed the subject because, she didn't want to talk about her issues. "Woman," Jesus replied, "believe me, a time is coming when you will worship the Father, neither in this mountain nor in Jerusalem. You Samaritans worship what you do not know. We worship what we do know, for salvation is from the Jews. Yet a time is coming and has now come when the true worshipers will worship the Father in the Spirit and in truth, for they are the kind of worshipers the Father seeks. God is Spirit, and his worshipers must worship in the Spirit and in truth." The woman said, "I know that Messiah, called Christ, is coming. When he comes, he will explain everything to us." Then Jesus declared, I, the one speaking to you, I am he." So, drop the mic. Boom. Something huge just happened. Throughout the story of Jesus, he had never straight up told anyone like that, just straight up, "I am Christ. I am I am the Savior. I am the Messiah." He has never told anyone straight up, "I am he. I am God." He has never said that. So the fact that he does it at this point, for the first time to this woman, it's just crazy. It's crazy. So, yeah, there's just a lot going on here. It's just wow. And where Jesus tells her all this stuff about there will be a time when it won't matter where you worship, whether here or in Jerusalem. It won't matter where, as long as you do it in truth and in the Spirit. Basically, there he's just saying it's really not gonna matter. Right now it does kind of matter, we just have these laws right now, but there's going to come a time where it's not going to matter where you talk to God, where you pray. You don't have to be in a holy place like a church or anything like that. There will come, he's saying here here when Jesus was still alive, talking to this woman, that a time will come when you could literally pray to God anywhere. Anywhere. You could be in the bathroom, you could be in an alley, you could be like where you know, in a basement, in a dingy place. You could be in a jail cell. You could be anywhere, and anywhere will work as long as you do it, you know, sincerely in your heart, in truth and spirit, like sincerely. You don't have to be in a holy place. So this is what he's saying right here. And the time has already come, just FYI. Like, after he died, that was it. Like, that's where, after that, once he was crucified, after that, that's where what he's saying, there will come a time. The time has already come. So now we can literally worship God and pray to him and Jesus and the Holy Spirit absolutely anywhere. Okay. So then, yeah, Jesus declares, I, the one speaking to you, I am he. Just then, his disciples returned and were surprised. Like I said, they should be surprised. They were surprised to find him talking with a woman. But no one asked, what do you want? Or why are you talking with her? No one asked them, because they already knew Jesus. They already know how he is. Like, he does things that are not normal. So then, leaving her water jar, the woman went back to the town and said to the people, come, see a man who told me everything I ever did. Could this be the Messiah? They came out of the town and made their way toward him. Meanwhile, his disciples urged him, Rabbi, eat something. But he said to them, I have food to eat that you know nothing about. Then his disciples said to each other, could someone have brought him food? Okay, so we'll stop right there. Yeah, so this is the story that I read to the girls, and my goodness, I didn't realize it would take me this long to read one small passage. It's already 17 minutes. Okay, yeah, so this is the story I shared with the girls, and after I shared this story, I shared a actual video clip of like a video of a movie of Jesus where this scene is played out, and really beautifully. Like, literally every single time I watch this movie or this particular scene in this movie, I cry every single time. I don't think I've ever watched this keeping a straight face. Like, I always cry. It's just so powerful, and the way they make it in this scene in this movie, it's just like they do such an amazing job, and it really gets to me every single time. So so I shared that small video clip with the girls after I finished reading this, and so I am going to put that video clip in this video, like, down below, so you can click on the link. It's a YouTube video, so you can click on it and you can watch it. It's amazing. It's really, really powerful, and it gets me every time. But anyway, so after I showed that video, which literally plays out this whole scene I just read, after I finished watching or showing that video, then I went ahead and played another video of me that's in my YouTube channel, where I forgot what I called it, but I'll put it down in the description below as well. But in that video, because we were talking about water, I also wanted to share my story of when I got baptized. So I share that as well after the video clip. I share that in that video. I even went to the church where I got baptized, and yeah, so you can go ahead and watch that. Since this video is getting a little long, I'm just going to skip summarizing that video because you can just watch it. So after we finished watching that video of me sharing my baptism story, which was really emotional, really special to me. I got baptized in 2020, so it was just a very great decision that I made, for sure, definitely. So after that, then I shared this this song that I came across on YouTube from this what's her name? A woman called I'm blanking out on her name, but she sings this beautiful song called Woman at the Well, and literally the song is like, oh, beautiful, just beautiful. So I will put that song in the description below. So I will put 3 links, guys, of videos for you to go watch, so that you can you know, watch everything that we watched in class last week. Yeah. So and that's pretty much what we finished with. We finished with that song. It pretty much, like, you know, I want to summarize it, but it's just not gonna be the same. I would rather you go and watch it, like, or go and listen to it. It's like a 3-minute song. Pretty much a quick summary. Like, the singer is saying that when she was a little girl, she heard this story about a woman at the well, but it didn't click in her mind or in her heart. Like, it was just like any other story. But it's not until she personally met Jesus, the singer, that when she personally met Jesus and had her own encounter with Jesus, that this story, it came to life. Like, it came to life the way it does to me. Throughout this whole video, I've just been wanting to cry the whole time, because I also had my own personal encounter with Jesus. So I understand what this woman at the well is feeling, and I understand everything in her heart, because I also had my own very special encounter with Jesus. And so that's why it's been really hard to make this whole video, and it's just amazing to me that I've been able to not cry during this whole video until now, because I've been wanting to cry the whole time. Because yeah, once you meet Jesus, like, for real, like, you have a powerful encounter with him. This story, it's just hard not to cry. At least for me, and for that lady that sings that beautiful song of the woman at the well. Like, you know, it's just a very special story. Why? Because this woman is broken. She's been married 5 times. So that means she's, you know, had a lot of heartbreaks, a lot of failures, a lot of disappointments, and all these things, a lot of shame. Why wasn't she, you know, going to the well with other women? Because she's an outcast. She has no friends. She's a loner. Why? Because that's what people see. Like, oh, this woman, she's been married 5 times. Like, oh, what a, ugh, I don't even want to get near her. You know, so no one associates themselves with this woman. So no, she's an outcast in her town. And so this broken woman is the one that Jesus decides to tell, I am the Messiah. I am the person that can heal you entirely. I am he. I am the one that you're looking for, the one you've been looking for your whole life. I am that person. He tells her, this outcast woman. So yeah, it's a pretty emotional story. If you've been through that, like I've been through that myself. Just a terrible life that if you've watched all of my videos, you already know everything I've been through. And you know, to have my own personal meetup, my own personal encounter with Jesus, it's just yeah, it's just, it changes your life. It does. It really does. That's why this woman, once it really hit her that this man is who he says he is, that's why she just left her water jar and she just ran off to the village to tell everyone that you know, she's just stayed away from because no one likes her. She suddenly just doesn't care no more, and she's just filled with this joy, this incredible happiness, joy, that she's just telling everyone, hey guys, I met this guy. I met a guy who just knows everything about me, and he said that he loves me. He says that who, like, he must be. Could this man really be who he says he is? That's what happens. That's what happens when someone comes to know Jesus Christ in a, you know, in a real way, that you meet him, like you really meet him. That's kind of the reaction that you get. Like, the lights just turn on. The lights in your darkness just turn on, and suddenly, like, you just feel so happy. So happy. And you're just wanting to tell everyone, like, guys, he's real. This man is real. Jesus is real. And not only is he real, but he's, like, so amazing. Like, amazing. He loves you. He loves me. He actually loves me. Even after all of my mistakes, even after all of my failures, he actually still loves me. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, yeah. Alright, guys, I'm done. I'm a crying mess, so I'm just gonna stop. But, yeah, that's pretty much what we talked about. So that's the summary of last week, what we did in the Bible study. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And, yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.